Shout out to Bear Grylls.
You know that saying when it's easier to go up than go down? This is one of those times.
Sedona is known for a lot of great hiking. Today we're going to hike a little bit of the Adante Trail, which will meet up with Thunder Mountain, which will take you up to Chimney Rock. So super excited to see where this little hike takes us and to explore more of the Red Rocks.
We are here hiking in Sedona, Arizona. So this is just a little bit further north than where we live in the Phoenix area, the Valley of the Sun. And we love coming up to Sedona. It's a little bit, about an hour and a half drive to where we're at from our house. So not a huge leg of drive, but what a rewarding view that we have. Enjoying these amazing red rock views and some fresh air and a lot less stress than probably what some people are dealing with today. So there's so many different types of plants and trees and everything here in Sedona. What's cool is yet you're still in the desert, but this is high desert. We're anywhere from 3,500 feet elevation all the way up to, depending if you're on a butte like behind me, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000 feet. But a lot of the hiking you're gonna do is about 4,000 feet, 4,500 feet elevation. And so you look at all this different type of life and what lives here, even in a harsher climate. There's lots of cool stuff. We have like this juniper. These are everywhere. And so these are a nice floral thing to have when you're on your hike. And then this is a manzanita. These are a little bit dried. I grew up with these in Northern California and they looked a little different and they were much larger, but they have these purple maroon colored branches and stalks. And then they have these nice minty green leaves and then the famous red berries on them. And you can actually use those for vitamin C and hydrating and all sorts of that. So if you're a survivalist, you're probably very much familiar with manzanita. So many amazing things, pine trees, lots of different flora out here in the desert, as well as some cactus. You're not gonna see the saguaro cactus that you see in Tucson or Phoenix area or close by where we live. Those are the big cactus with the giant arms that are very iconic, but you're gonna see lots of other different types of cactus here. Like prickly pear, they're everywhere. Here's a prickly pear behind me over there. So it's really cool to check out some of the nature and some of the different plant life when you're doing your nature hike.
Arizona is definitely known for their prickly pears. And they might look cute and cuddly, but do not get too close because they have some very pointy spines on them. But the cool thing is, when the fruit is on the prickly pears, you can make some awesome prickly pear margaritas, a prickly pear simple syrup that you can put in iced tea and about anything. It's a good, sugary, sweet taste.
So here we have the cycle of life when you get out in nature. We've got brand new green pine cones that are up here. And underneath them we have prickly pear cactus that has seen its last days and is going back to help fertilize this tree that's growing these brand new green pine cones. So as you get further up, you can start to see a lot of this different rock detail here, and you can really start seeing the many layers and levels of this rock and where things have eroded away throughout eons of time here left these amazing spires. We like to call these formations, but they're actually not formations at all. It's not like a cave where you actually saw like a limestone cavern where you have a stalactite or a stalagmite that was a formation. This is obviously washed away, and these are the remnants. These are the pieces. These are survival of the fittest here that are left remaining. So this whole valley behind me has been washed away, and it's left these amazing red rock spires, and you can see the many different levels of rock and the layers throughout that as you continue to go up. And you got from red rock, which the area is known for, all the way up until like different types of white rock and yellow rock. And so you really start seeing almost like a whole kaleidoscope of colors the further you go up, and the higher elevation that you get, you start seeing some of those kind of white and yellowish buttermilk levels of rock. So we're gonna keep going up here to the top of Chimney. What's cool about hiking in Sedona is they've done a really good job of marking the trails, labeling the trails with signs, and then also things like this where they take the natural rock and they kind of position this so that way when you see these, you know that you're staying in bounds, you're helping to preserve the nature and trails for other people for many future years. You can participate in the conservation efforts of doing that while at the same time being able to enjoy an absolutely gorgeous hike. Look at that.
We have hiked a good bit now. We've gone on the Adante Trail, we have gone on the Thunder Mountain, and now up the Sugarloaf Pass, and we're getting close. Chimney Rock is right there. Say a few more minutes and we're gonna be as close as we can get to it.
And if you're looking for a place to spend the night out here in the wilderness, you got this right here. Or maybe a stop to be nice and shady before you continue on your hike. Pretty sweet. This reminds me of Bear Grylls, wouldn't you say, Mary Ellen? Bear Grylls, this is a shout out to you. Shelter first, this is shelter.
Something really cool that we found on the hike here is this window rock. Really cool spot. You can see right through it. Thunder Mountain over there.
Sometimes you got to take the road less traveled. Well, when you're in Sedona, Arizona, that is the case, because when you take the road less traveled, look at what you get. We made it. We made it to the summit of Chimney Rock. It's so, we've been able to see all the beautiful formations, the vortexes, things of that nature, but to actually be able to hike and get super close to one of the formations is amazing. We're novice hikers, so it took us about an hour, but it was worth it. Just follow the little brown signs, follow the red brick road, and it's going to take you on some amazing hikes, and especially this hike that took us to the summit of Chimney Rock.
You know that saying when it's easier to go up than go down? This is one of those times. Not too crazy steep, but you can see how this could be really slippery.